right, shalom. First off, I want to start up by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God. His true name of the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem meaning in the name of Yahushai, being the name of the only begotten Son. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching this word and truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Taz about the Great Millstone, Arizona camp. Lord will with another video. The spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. So I want to get into this, and what you're seeing is these devils. And you gotta peep the body language. You gotta peep the facial tones. The game is changing, right? The game is changing, man. And these devils are coming right back into that same colonial slave master, beat the slaves, right? Everybody else's animals mindset, and and it's changing their countenance. But you got to know who this devil is in these last days. And these devils, these are the same devils that are sitting there going to use, like Elder Yashawamba likes to say all the time, they're going to use pseudoscience to justify their racism. They're going to call it all a study. They're going to bring up these points. And what you're going to see is these devils will talk about the violence that happened in Jake neighborhoods, but they treat it just like doctors treat disease, right? They'll treat the symptom. There's a symptom of niggas that's out of order, that are violent to one another. Yeah, that's a sure enough thing. That's in the scriptures. There's a symptom of niggas that'll do like that, but they'll never get to the root cause. Why are niggas in neighborhoods have a mindset of drill rap? Where are they getting the drill rap from? Why are all the TV shows that show niggas always have them in the worst possible light? Who owns the production companies? Why is it that there's extreme policing and no jobs, and then guns getting dropped off in Chicago neighborhoods? Who's dropping off those guns? What agency does that? All right, why do they have something called social engineering, where they understand if and they did this within the little whole riots in Trump's first term? You had a dude just walked into a nigga neighborhood, broke a window, and then you look it up. There's literally a whole social experiments that show if you break a window in a neighborhood, people see that and it automatically puts them in state to destroy more shit. It's in social engineering, right? They don't want to address their hand in the shit. They want to point the finger. The scriptures say this, man. This is Obadiah 1 and 12. It says, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. These devils have done all these things. And the Lord is saying you shouldn't have even sat there and came around. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. And they did this within the transatlantic slave trade, the Saharan, the Arab slave trade, where they cut off those that were escaping, made sure everybody went into captivity. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. And that's what's going to happen at the end of the day. The reward of these devils is going to return on their own head. What you've done to us, and these proud looks you're going to see, I'm going to play this in a second. All this shit is going to come right back on you devils. Because while niggas is a threat to themselves, right? And Jake, and as a whole, will get around you Edomites and straighten the fuck up. But here it is, and we're gonna go into the scriptures. Your violence, your harm to this earth has been global. And it was prophesied to be global. So what happens when it's time for your judgment?
They don't even come close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now. Parts of Los Angeles are terrible. If we didn't put out the fires, and I mean the other fires, the bullet fires, they didn't do a good job with it. They should have had the water coming down, like I said. You know, we had to release the water. We had to go in and release the water to L.A. It's so badly run. But if I didn't send the National Guard into Los Angeles, I would be making an announcement today. I'd be talking about Huntsville, and I'd simultaneously be saying, by the way, the Olympics is not coming to Los Angeles.
See? In what places did he say was hellholes? Because he's getting ready to justify bringing in troops. He already said Chicago. He's going to send the National Guard to Chicago. He said he didn't matter. It didn't care if the laws wouldn't permit it. He's going to do it anyway. Because, yeah, what he did in D.C., that shit might have worked. Put a lot of niggas in scrutiny. Put a lot of niggas in jail. He been taking away all the homeless off the street. They getting ready to roll on niggas, man. And they're going to justify it as, oh, y'all are the most violent in the earth. Y'all are the reasons why America is bad. But when you go to the track record, niggas only hurt themselves. But you Edomites, man, you going everywhere in every neighborhood, every hood, every community, every portion of the world, every country, every city, and you decimate the people. And it's written in prophecy that that's what you would do. This is Psalms 58. And 2, it says, yeah, in heart you work deceit. It says, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Is Jake able to weigh his violence of his hands in the earth? Or is it sectioned into certain neighborhoods, little pockets where just all out bullshit happens? Who has the power to sit here and bring in a whole military into another country? And you people will sit here and look at a military operation and act like, oh, because it's a government, it's not the same as person-to-person crime. It's even worse. It says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. And how do these devils justify themselves going to all these other countries? How does he do it? Lies. Everything shows up to be a lie. Afghanistan, Iraq, right? Weapons of mass destruction. That's what they said. Then they went there, never found it, but justified 15, 20 years of bombing people to hell. It says their poison is the poison of serpents. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth at the ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. You see? These devils have weighed the violence of their hands in the earth. Jake is only a destruction to themselves. Right? And I'm not saying, hey, when these niggas rolling and when this devil rolls, the National Guard, the military into these places, all the alphabet government agencies in there and starts locking niggas up, I don't got a problem with it. Because a lot of these niggas they do need to get swept off. But when the time comes where that judgment swings back towards you devils, right? Like the scriptures say, he that rolleth a stone. Let's get that. This is Proverbs 26 and 27. It says, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. So when the pendulum swings the other way, when that stone, right, that you rolled over us, and that these devils are actively doing and are going to justify even more. And pretty soon they're going to use that AI to justify and categorize you Jakes as the main corpus of crime, the main proponents of crime. And there's going to be a lot of Edomites that have feel like shit for themselves. And they're going to justify it. This is going to be the same Edomites now saying that this is what they want. They want us to be at each other's necks. They're afraid of black and white people coming together against the government. No, they're afraid of Israelites standing up. It says, Revelation 6:3, it says, and when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, talking about Esau, Edom. Right? A horse represents power. And that red, you can go back into Genesis. Right? Who is red and hairy all over. This is this devil. And power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. And who has taken peace from the earth? Has it been Jake in the fucking ghetto? So-called migrants coming over? Right? A vast majority of them working their asses off just to stay? Has it been them that's taken the peace from the earth? Or has it been you Edomites all over the world that's taking peace from the earth? It says, and they that should kill one, that it says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And who has a great sword? Who owns the military industrial complex and has used it to go out throughout the world and just bomb everybody to smithereens, kill, plunder, create coups, mastered war? You start going into these devils' history, like the scriptures say. It says, this is Job 20:11. It says, his bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. The very foundation, the bones are your foundation. This devil's entire history is his foundation. How he built his society is all predicated on how he was able to decimate cultures through extreme violence and immorality. These devils have taken the cake when it comes to wickedness, man. And when they first came into rulership, this is First Maccabees 1. And I'm going to start at 1 and I'll jump down. And it happened that after Alexander, the son of Philip the Macedonian, talking about Alexander the Great, who came out of the land of Chittim, has smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, right? And this is secular history. That he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. Alexander the Great was the first over Greece. Now I'm going to jump down. And it says, verse 5, it says, and after these things he fell sick, talking about Alexander, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. And this is what Alexander the Great did. His 4 generals, Ptolemies, Lysimaeus, Cassander, and Seleucus. Right? These are the 4 generals. So Alexander reigned 12 years, this is secular history, and then died, and his servants bear rule, every one of them. And it's where you get the 4 major kingdoms outside of it, right? The Ptolemies took over Egypt. So why at a certain point you started having so-called white pharaohs. It says in verse 9, it says, after this, and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, so that their sons after them, many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Right? Jake and the Hood don't multiply evils on the earth. The evils stay focused on them in their little immediate communities. It's why when a nigga gets into fame, he go back into the hood. When a nigga gets killed out and about, it's never in the richest part of the world. It's always right in the neighborhood of where they came from and blew up and got out of. You devils, though, you go throughout the earth, and when you look at these devils in the background, look at their faces. Look at J.D.
They don't
Vance
even
right
come
there.
close to this. Chicago is a hellhole right now. Baltimore is a hellhole right now.
This is essentially a pep talk to get Edomites in a mood to be like, yo, we got to get these niggas. But at the end of the day, y'all the worst people on the fucking face of the earth. All type of evil came from you devils. Who made when Siva came around? Who came with the machinations and had these niggas out here doing the Harlem Shake, saying they couldn't control it? How many people are having issues now because of that shit? Who's really the worst? Second Ezra 11:39. Probably started 38. Started 38. It says, Hear thou, I will talk with thee. The highest shall say unto thee, are not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts? And what is the fourth beast? It's that Roman Empire. Right? That was the fourth beast. You can read that in the book of Daniel as well. Right? Whom I made to reign in my world, and the end of their times might come through them. That the end of their times might come through them. So this devil had to be set up in the end for the end of the times to come. But the Lord made you devils to reign in the world. Verse 39, it says, and the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the world with great fearfulness. Right? It's only pockets of wickedness with Jake. But you devils, man, you got power over the whole world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. Everywhere you go, all the laws and everything you devils set up, all is set up just to put Jake in a hellhole. And so long dwelt he upon the earth with deceit, for the earth hast thou not judged with truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Who's really the threat in earth? It's you Edomites, man. It's you Edomites. This is 1 Maccabee 3. First Maccabees 1 and 3. I actually already got that. Yeah, that's good on that. Yeah, that's good. That's good, man.
Parts of Los Angeles are terrible.
When you hear how this devil's talking, man, they about to roll on Jake and justify it. And a lot of you niggas, man, you deserve it, bro. A lot of niggas deserve it. Because they really put a stain on it. Fuck, man, Jake's put a stain on being a Judite, bro. Jake has put a stain on being a Judite so heavy, man. It's like, you get in certain areas, man, there ain't no overcoming that shit. Niggas have made it so difficult. But you devils, man, hey, at the end of the day, like we started off with, man, you should have never even looked in the day of our calamity, man, because the Lord got some shit cooking for you. You're going to be destroyed. The scriptures say that his latter end is that he shall not be forever. Let's get that, man. Let me see. This is where's that scripture, man? How did that scripture go? Psalms 92:7, it says, when the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. And that's what's about to happen, man. The Lord is going to get rid of all you devils, man. But Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh Bashim Shah Bashim Kakadash Shalom.